Tubcast all aboard. Melissa Joan Hart, a Chabelle, that's Lacey. The Syrupy Tub Roast sure is tasty. Oh my God, what is wrong with me?
Hello, Syrupies! Welcome back to the Syrupy Tubcast.
Yes. It's moist in here.
Where we watch bad films that aren't, I don't think, meant to be bad, but they're not good.
They try hard, don't they? They really try.
They really try hard not to be bad. Anyway, they're made for television, whether that's a streaming service like Netflix, as today's episode is, or, you know, a traditional made-for-TV movie, or maybe it's, you know, a Lifetime bit of business.
Oh, they're the best ones.
Something for stars with a Z. But yes, these made-for-TV specials. And this week is possibly one of my favourites because it involves a comeback from oblivion.
Yes. Jane Seymour. There she is.
Jane Seymour's not in oblivion. She's been very busy since she was a Bond girl in the 70s. No, it's Lindsay Lohan who has redeemed herself with a number of romantic alleged comedies.
Yes.
Where she gets to fall over and fall in love. And you know what? I watched one of hers at Christmas and I was like, I don't mind this film.
I feel like the most recent one was probably the best one so far.
Yeah, that Christmas one was great.
Yeah,
where
and
she and her boyfriend broke up when he asked her to marry her, and it was a whole
Yes,
thing.
and Kristen Chenoweth is there.
Yes, Kristen Chenoweth is the mum, and then they go back to, like, they're both dating the children of Kristen Chenoweth, and they realise they're still in love with each other. You know, all of that business.
Yeah.
I watched another really cute one at Christmas, which was a guy catfished a woman into falling in love with him.
Oh, yeah. I saw that as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is fine.
It was not. It was really inappropriate.
fine.
It was Jimmy O Yang had catfished Nina Dobrev into falling in love with him.
Yeah.
It was really not okay.
It was not.
It was like, you know, if you believe it, she will come in this incel comedy.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. And I mean, get excited because there are many Lacey Chabert / Melissa Joan Hart Lifetime / Hallmark Christmas movies
there are
we
millions
can
of
cover. So lots to come.
The Syrupy Tubcast could go forever. And it is going to end up joining up with our Mariah Christmas specials. And we're just going to have to be doing Christmas from probably about July.
Yes. Yeah. Well, as soon as she says time, it's time.
It's time.
We're allowed to do it.
We'll do a Christmas Syrupy Tubcast every week.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we better head on into this film. It's called Irish Wish.
Yes.
It is on the Netflix if you want to watch it. It stars Lindsay Lohan as, you know, the
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. Jane Seymour plays her mother,
Yes, Dr. Quinn.
who is, I think, she works at a desk or whatever it is.
Yeah, she's in a different town.
It also stars Alexander Vlahos, who is the wealthy British guy, and Ed Speleers, who is the poor British guy.
Oh, I think the rich one's Irish. Is he Irish?
Well,
or do they just have space in Ireland? I don't know.
The actor is Welsh.
Okay.
So I mean, it's set in Ireland, but they're all British.
Makes sense.
Anyway, I know Alexander Vlahos from doing a bunch of. He does a lot of the, you know, those Doctor Who plays that I listen to. He does a lot of stuff with that company. Yep. And Ed Speleers is in Star Trek. He's Captain Picard and Beverly Crusher's son. Okay. In the most recent series of that weirdness. And Lindsay Lohan, I know from Mean Girls and Freaky Friday. Yeah. And the soon-to-be Freakier Friday.
I'm excited. I probably know her best from being Dina Lohan's daughter. Because Dina Lohan is hands down my favorite person to follow on Instagram.
Is she still a thing?
Oh my God. She was on private and I requested and she accepted. I think she's now public, but it is just selfies with Vaseline on the lens. And I love every single one. Every single one. She's really pushing the other kids. Like, you'll get there as well.
I feel sorry for Lindsay because her parents were both fucked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot about Lindsay because I did celebrity gossip in the heyday.
Yes, of course.
Of her having many DUIs.
God bless.
And having a lesbian girlfriend for 6
Oh,
minutes.
yeah. It was Sam. What was her name?
Sam Ronson.
Yes.
Mark Ronson's sister.
That's right.
Yeah.
I should also point out that the name Irish Wish is quite a tongue twister, and so I've been referring to it as Irish Wristy. But why I did that is because I watched a show around, it was like midnight.
Yeah.
It might have been Ground Zero. Was that a show that Ugly Phil hosted?
Like yes.
Yeah, at like midnight on like a Friday or Saturday night, and it had Buck Runga on it as a special guest. I think Jackie O might have been there.
Yes.
And they had to try and say a tongue twister, 5 times or something. And that week it was Irish wristwatch.
Oh.
And so anytime someone's like, do you have a good tongue twister? I'm like, Irish wristwatch.
Irish wristwatch.
And that's how it turned. That's how this turned into Irish Wristy.
Amazing. I love it.
So you're welcome. Shall we dive into the tub?
Please. Here is the poshnopsis of Irish Wristy. Irish shish kebab.
Oh, delicious. That sounds good, actually.
It does sound good. Potatoes.
Yeah, well, where do you think the potatoes in the Syrupy Tub Roast came from? Yeah? There's never going to be a famine again if we seal them in this tub with syrup. It'll be fine.
Of roast beef with maple syrup, and I'm like, why would you do that? That's all I could think of.
Have you ever
every time
tried
you
it?
said Syrupy Tub Roast.
Have you tried it? No, I thought of a full chook. It was all bones and all.
Full chook crammed into a can.
Yeah. All right. So we get the Oxford definition of the word wish.
Oh, good.
I know.
Oh, my God. This is someone's shit essay, isn't it?
I know. And it's my wish that this be over. I'm sad that we don't get the definition of Irish, so now I'm only going to understand half the movie. I don't know what it means.
What is it?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Somewhere in New York, I assume, Lindsay gets out of a cab and some other guy gets out of some car that I guess is meant to be impressive. Don't know cars.
No.
After trying to neck herself with her scarf, Lindsay joins, because it spins around. Lindsay joins said
She
man.
She almost becomes Mariska Hargitay's mum.
Oh, don't! Don't spoil the ending of her documentary. People may not know. So after the scarf, which was apparently one of her friends, and now it's gone forever.
Yeah.
She joins said man on the red carpet. He's an author, we find out.
Yeah.
And she is his editor. Mm-hmm. Apparently, books get full on movie premiere level carpets.
I hosted a book launch in Sydney not that long ago, and it was nothing like this.
No, okay, it was bigger.
Although there were as many people as there are in the reading.
Yes, yeah. It's all about they just get the photos and then they leave.
Yeah, as long as you've got a photo wall, no one cares about what's happening inside.
Do you know, I was having flashbacks recently to the photo wall I had at my 21st, how I just had photos of like my life and then Heather Locklear. And no one knew I was gay. I don't know how that happened.
I was at your 21st. How did they not know you were gay?
I know. We were singing Mariah. That's really
I know.
It's a true story too. So Lindsay and the famous author, whose name is Paul, have a little bit of a flirtation, and then a badly dubbed reporter asks if he's single, and he plays coy. I don't know. Thankfully, Dr. Quinn calls. She plays Lindsay's mother, who lives in Des Moines, which I will let you know I spelt Demoyne.
Des Moines!
Yeah. And she has to clean the jizz out of her keyboard. She's just like, my keyboard's all sticky. Click, click. Can you help me?
What about the sticky keyboard?
I know, it's ridiculous. I should say, enjoy the comedy now, because as this movie goes on, I just start listing what happens. So Dr. Quinn asks Lindsay if she's confessed her feelings for Paul yet. She has not, but tonight is the night.
Tonight's the night.
Lindsay sees her two friends with regular names, Heather and Emma, Jen, and
lucky one of them wasn't a Jennifer.
Right, and establish that they may or may not work together. They allude to the fact that Lindsay pretty much wrote the book herself but didn't take any credit. That's important for later.
Yeah.
In the bar, Lindsay thinks they're going to pash, but Paul just asks her to write his next book instead of writing her own. It's not showing up. It's dubbing itself out in my headphones, which is nice. So he's like, can you just...
the final client.
Don't write your own book, write mine. And I said, he seems like a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Then Paul runs into Lindsay's friend Emma, and oopsie, they fall in love.
Oh, beautiful.
Right?
But embarrassing for Lindsay Lohan.
At first, I thought Emma was like all innocent in this. You know, she just happens to be, she's just a friend. Yeah. But then she pretends to be a good reader. And I realised, you're a lying whore.
Lies.
Pretending to be good at reading.
I'm so good at reading.
I'm the best at reading. And Lindsay's like,
pictures.
Probably my favourite moment in the whole movie is Lindsay's like, that's me. Like, I was good at reading. She's so upset that she's talking about her, but I'm the good reader. As if no one else can be good at reading.
I wrote your book. I read so much.
I know. Lindsay tries to gaslight her out of liking him. That's actual gaslighting that happens in this movie, not last week's movie. Whatever was happening there.
Gaslighting. Yeah. They said gaslighting, but it was not gaslighting.
No. Now, somehow, I don't know what the joke is, but it's formulating that it has something to do with the gas in the car, and the bad lighting is why she had the glasses on. But, you know, like, it's coming. I haven't got there yet, but it's happening.
I sent a thing to lovely Wes Snelling the other day.
Oh, Wes.
Which was an ad for Debbie Gibson's new book, Forever Electric. Because, you know, she was Electric Youth, and now she's Forever Electric.
Yeah, forever.
And I said, I want, because, you know, Wes is very good friends with the amazing chanteuse Tina Del Twist.
Yes,
who
they
has
are
been
close.
Performing for centuries now. Yeah. And I said I wanted Tina Del Twist's book to be called Forever Gaslit.
Yes, please. Oh my God. I was lucky enough to get to see Teens. It's probably a while ago now. It was probably pre-COVID, but it was unhinged. I think it was like a best of.
Oh,
and it was
so good.
Pretty magic.
I saw Tina Del Twist up here in Sydney at a venue that's where Titanic is now playing.
Yes,
Grand Electric. Yeah. And there were a few people had, I think, booked and not turned up, or something went on. Anyway, Tina went around and kicked over all the spare chairs and then stood on stage and went, "Sold out, bitches!"
Yes, wonderful. That's how it's done. That is how it's done. Oh my God. So, look, everyone's being gaslit.
Everyone's being gaslit.
Especially Tina. So Lindsay's, gaslighting the friend out of liking him. So I've said, I guess everyone is trashing this movie. Just bad people. Bad people.
All bad people.
A few months later, Paul and Emma are engaged and they're all landing in Ireland for the wedding. So we're 3 minutes in and we're already in Ireland.
I love a film that just barrels along.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have time to even get comfortable with these characters. We're going to Ireland.
Yeah, we're in Ireland. We're here.
By the way, one thing I did love about this film, Ireland is beautiful.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, and they just, sometimes they're just like, we're just going to show you some footage now of some cliffs because not much else is going on.
Have you been to Ireland?
No.
No, I have. It looks like that.
Yeah.
As soon as you get out of the city, it looks like that.
Yeah.
So they're at the airport in the luggage carousel. Lindsay argues with some guy who I guess she's destined to bang. That's pretty clear from the outset. But her luggage
because they're trying to fight over the same bag.
I know, and it's his, but it's not, but it is.
Yeah.
And she picks up his boxes and they're like, see, it's my favourite skirt.
She doesn't even know what's in her bag.
No. So her luggage turns out has been lost, so she sends everyone away and has to take the bus. Not the bus.
Because she's waiting for the luggage to come.
Yeah. So
and it doesn't come.
The bus.
Because she didn't rub it properly.
No, exactly. But she will. Don't worry. The bus comes along. She gets on the bus, and the luggage guy also gets on the bus, and he just made it in time, which is weird because Lindsay just had the whole stack of paperwork about the lost luggage, and I said this leads me to think he'd probably stopped off to cruise in the airport bathroom because he had to go and be doing something for a good 45 minutes.
He's been busy.
So even though Lindsay seems to hate this guy, she still makes small talk. Like, why are you making small talk?
She's American. Have you met an American?
Yeah. Even better, I've met an American traveling.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
You have to talk to them. Otherwise, Well, you just have to.
You have
There's
to talk to
no,
them. And
there's
also,
no
if
two
you
ways about it.
don't, they won't get out of the way of their escalator with their 87 bags.
Yeah.
She figures out that old mate is a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I don't want to assume, but I think it's because he's holding a camera. She's like, are you a photographer by any chance? So Lindsay then drops Paul's book out of her bag, and bus guy thinks that guy's, he fell out of the tub roast. And the bus guy thinks that those books are shit, just like fish and chips, which I have to tell you, I've had fish and chips in the UK and it was really bad. And I've had them here and they were delicious.
Yeah.
So,
Fish and chips. Do you know what the thing is? The oil's not hot enough.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it was soggy. It wasn't like all delicious and crispy like ours.
No.
The bus stops right outside Paul's family home and drops Lindsay off. I said, I guess buses in Ireland just go wherever you ask them to. It's like, can you take me to this house? Sure. And then he has to slowly back out.
The small town ones kind of do.
Do they? I'm from a small town. This did not happen to me.
Buses in Victoria are a law unto themselves. It's not. Yeah, it's a different thing.
I can't get over him just having to back the whole bus down a very long driveway.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere to turn it around. I'm just going to go backwards the whole way.
Yeah.
So at the house, Lindsay meets the gay brother, then the parents who I already hate. Like, they're worried, like, they're just the words immediately. I'm like, oh, you suck.
I'm also like, why did you get Jane Seymour to be Lindsay's mum?
When she could have been.
It's not in the film.
Yeah.
And she could have been the bitchy mum.
Maybe that's what was meant to happen.
Oh.
And it just got turned around.
Or she went, yeah, I'm not going to Ireland. And so they're like, oh,
but isn't Jane Seymour Irish? She's currently in a show in Ireland.
Well, I don't know.
Well, she's not American. I don't believe she's American.
Well, she lives in America. She's not American. No, I think she's British. But
I need to Google so I know.
In the UK somewhere.
Jane Seymour.
Some bits of Ireland are part of the UK and some bits of Ireland are Ireland.
It's showing me Jane Seymour was the Queen of England. But that's a different Jane Seymour.
That's a different Jane Seymour. She did.
No, okay, Middlesex. Which is within London. Okay. Either way. Maybe she was meant to play, because otherwise it doesn't make sense why Lindsay has a British mum. But
well, I mean, she's American because she's very good at accents.
Yeah, that's true.
She's Dr. Quinn was American.
Yeah, true. Old mate...
Your picture is Dr. Quinn.
I know. So the parents are very worried that without Lindsay's bridesmaid dress, the whole wedding will fall apart.
Oh, it will.
And then we get a little side moment of bus guy James, his name is, we find out, that he's staying at the pub. That's really all you need to know. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't know why we have that scene, but he's at the pub.
He's at the pub. Good for him to be at
the
pub.
Yeah, I would like to be at the pub. So Paul, Lindsay, the friends, and the gay brother go for a picnic and a boat ride, but Lindsay decides to go for a walk instead. She's like, this is feeling a bit coupley.
It is pretty coupley, even though one of them's gay.
I know. He's so gay. I kept waiting for the twist. And it's in here, don't worry. She finds a pretty tree and a stone bench, then gets a FaceTime from Dr. Quinn, that's the ultimate FaceTime. Right?
If I got a FaceTime from Dr. Quinn, I would be beside myself.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
So then Lindsay accidentally wishes that she was marrying Paul.
Oh, bless.
I was like, just oopsie, accidentally wished it. And then some creepy ass woman rocks up, Melissa Joan Hart style, between the balls. Like,
with a scarf on.
And forces her to make the wish again. You will sit down and you will make that wish again officially. An official wish.
I don't know why the scary witch is
I know. Next thing we know, Lindsay wakes up in bed.
Oh, morning.
And yes, she's engaged to Paul.
What?
She goes into the shower and sees his wang, which is rude because I would have liked to have seen it. I don't know what they're doing. It's Netflix. You can show dick. Then, because it's a rom-com, she trips over her suitcase.
Because she didn't know she had it. I know. It was lost.
They found it somehow. Yeah. I reckon it was the creepy lady. Probably went to the airport herself. She
hid it in her spooky scarf.
Yeah. Lindsay runs into Emma, the friend, who is looking forward to fucking all the men at the reception. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, here, there's some cute boys.
I'm even going to try and fuck the gay brother.
Yes. I think that's the other one I think Heather's trying to fuck the gay brother.
Oh, right.
While Emma is trying to fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
Lindsay has a freak out to her friend Heather, who has no idea what's going on. But somehow Lindsay ends up convinced that this is all really happening.
Yep.
I am now engaged to Paul. All right. At breakfast, the awful mother is lamenting that she can't find a photographer for the wedding.
Oh, no.
I wonder who they're going to get.
Who will they get?
Who will they get? Have we met any photographers?
Wait, have we met a photographer? We must have met a photographer. Surely, at some point.
Of the 3 people we've met, I don't know if any of them were photographers.
Were that? No. Was Jane Seymour a photographer?
No, she wanked off a lot in front of a computer. So she liked photography. Paul and Lindsay go for a bike ride, but Lindsay, she's not much of a bike rider.
She is not.
She's not, and she falls straight off because it's a movie about falling.
Yeah.
Falling over, falling in love.
Yeah.
Emma happens to be right there picking apples and races off with Lindsay's bike, indicating what we all already know, that Emma and Paul are meant to be.
Yes, they're both vacuous and annoying.
Awful.
They should be
They're the
together.
worst. Oh my god, I forgot that's what the joke I made was, that they're meant to be really annoying. So you're welcome. Now we get some story about Paul's mum insisting Lindsay wear her family's ugly gown instead of the one she picked out with her mother, Dr. Quinn, who clearly has better taste.
Yeah.
James, the bus guy, is at a bookshop rather. Got confused between a bus stop. So he was at the pub, if you're following.
Yes.
And now he's at a bookshop,
right,
where he's forced to take a copy of Paul's book against his will. So I don't want to read that book. You will take this free book.
Take this free book.
Like it. The creepy wish. The creepy wish lady. She's puts a cancelled sign over the sheep festival that he's apparently meant to be photographing. So that's why he's there, for the sheep festival. Sure. It's cancelled. She put a cancelled sticker over one poster. Must be cancelled.
And not just a sheep festival, a sheep shearing.
Yes. Yeah, it's not just sheep wearing pretty outfits. I should have pointed that out in case that wasn't.
Do you know what I'm seeing now? A link.
Oh.
The sheep that were being sheared.
Yes.
The wool was going to Melissa Joan Hart to make a wig out of in prison.
You're right.
Good. It's the Syrupy Tub verse.
Delicious and
they're all linked up.
Dude. You're right. I'm excited.
It's almost as good as our Lardy verse.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for Lardy. Every week it's the highlight of my life. I know that. So it's been closed down. He didn't call anyone.
No, he saw a poster. It's like, oh well, I'm free.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit over there. Lindsay spots. That's what he does the whole movie. You can't find him. He's sitting somewhere.
Oh well, things aren't going the way I wanted to. I'll sit over there.
Yeah. Might go have a sit. Yeah, that sounds good actually. Lindsay then spots the creepy woman watching her through the window and chases her around, falling headfirst into James's convertible, which he suddenly has.
Yeah, not just that, but she does one of the most spectacular flips I've ever seen in a wedding dress to land in the car.
Yep, beautiful.
It is. It's some Lindsay Lohan falling specialness.
It is. But guess what? He doesn't remember meeting her because it never happened.
It never happened because she's marrying Paul.
Yeah. So because the script says so, James is now the photographer for the wedding, even though he doesn't photograph people.
He doesn't photograph people.
Just sheep.
But they're desperate.
So desperate.
And many of these people in this movie are sheep.
Absolutely. Speaking of lambs, the mother-in-law insists she must be only photographed from the right side and has a lot of notes about lighting. So maybe we do like her after all.
What? She's been badly cast. They should have got someone, who would behave like that. I don't know why Miss Piggy wasn't available for this particular role.
No. Oh my god, I would love that.
Can you imagine if just randomly had Miss Piggy?
Yeah, there's been a joke going around. I think I even mentioned it here of like a series that is like a bunch of like Bernadette Peters and Patti LuPone and Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy just has a bunch of male suitors who are human and no one questions it.
No,
I would watch. So that night in bed, Paul's going for a little snuggle, but Lindsay's like, "Who are you?" and punches him in the face and the dick.
But in a hilarious way, because she falls.
Yeah, she falls out of bed. I said, honestly...
Can I tell you, I laughed every time she did something clumsy. I found it really funny and I didn't want to laugh. And I just went...
I think it's a specialty of the Lohan because remember she falls into the bin in Mean Girls.
Oh, yeah. She falls into the fountain.
Yeah, that was a good fall.
She falls a lot in many of her films. Especially the romantic ones.
It's so endearing when a girl falls, you know. You just have to be like, oh.
But like, there's some spectacular falls in this. Like even the one just over the suitcase when she has seen the penis, the penis suitcase fall. It's like, it's very funny. I don't know why it's so funny.
I said, honestly, even if I knew at this point that we weren't meant to be, like if I was Lindsay in this situation, I'd still bang the guy just to make sure. You know. You might as well try.
Why doesn't she?
I don't know.
I guess because they're getting married tomorrow and she wants to keep herself nice.
Yeah.
Speaking
of being honeymoon fresh, the next day, Lindsay and James go location scouting for the photos while Paul ices his balls. Nothing fresher than that. James points out about 50 ways that Lindsay and Paul aren't compatible, even though he doesn't know them. I don't think you should marry this guy. You don't know him. He doesn't
Sounds like shit.
Yeah. And I know shit. I photograph sheep. Meanwhile, back at the house, Emma gently cups Paul's balls, and we meet the other groomsman, Finn. Sorry, Paul's balls is a mouthful, literally. And then we meet the other groomsman, Finn, who is totally banging the gay brother.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Big gay Finn, big gay brother.
But
happening.
Is that explicit in the movie?
No, I kept waiting for it to be.
And it clearly is happening.
Right?
Possibly on the set of the film, but maybe not in the film.
Yeah. They were there to ice the balls as well. They're like, oh, we'll help. Come on, maybe we'll kiss you a bit. That'll fix it.
Some ball icing we could get onto.
It's a different kind of icing, but
yeah, it's icing sugar.
So back in Des Moines, spelled Demoyne. Dr. Quinn's clock goes a little wonky, and she misses her flight. No, devastating.
Oh, I know. I don't know what the point of keeping her from the wedding was.
I guess that it's just not going to happen. I don't know.
Like, what was she going to do if she got there?
I know.
That the creepy scarf lady had to stop at the clock. I did not understand this plot line at all. I'm like, why?
It would have made more sense if like Lindsay hadn't figured it all out already, and it was like she was ready to walk down the aisle, but her mum wasn't there.
Yeah,
no one thinks about these things.
No.
So, I mean, we do a 50-minute analysis and we think of these things, but the person writing the movie doesn't seem to consider it.
Well, I think they're probably on a clock themselves.
Yeah, they're going a bit wonky. So, on their way home from scouting locations, James and Lindsay find themselves stuck in a storm. There's a tree on the road, and now they have to go stay at the pub.
The pub was beautiful.
They play. Did you? They play darts just long enough to have an emotional affair and reenact the dancing scene from Titanic. So, come on, I can dance too. I have red hair. The next day, after a brief car breakdown, Lindsay and James are back on the road while Paul and Emma go ahead with the wedding rehearsal. What a normal thing to do.
We're just going to go ahead with it. You be Lindsay.
Yeah. Lindsay shows up and instead
After
of
cupping my balls all night.
I know. Lindsay shows up and instead of everyone being happy that she's there, they just comment on how rough she looks. Looking a bit rough for someone who spent all night in a storm.
She is covered in mud.
She's cut from the car.
Yeah, the car backed over her.
Yeah. Well, she fell and that's what happened. So when Paul and Lindsay go to kiss, the creepy witch lady winks at her from the stained glass window and Lindsay faints.
Oh, that is a lot. It's whole bit
too.
And she falls.
At the rehearsal dinner, gay brother proposes a game of how well do you know your fiancé?
Oh my God.
It doesn't go well.
It does not.
In case you were wondering.
No.
Paul doesn't know shit about Lindsay, whereas James, the photographer, knows everything.
Everything.
All of the questions.
All of the things.
And here is where we find out that Lindsay, not only does Lindsay not know where Paul proposed to her, turns out he didn't actually propose. She did.
Yep.
And everyone's just horrified. It's just disgusting. How could a woman propose to a man? I don't understand. She must have been so desperate. Which I wish I could say I'm being sarcastic, but that's kind of what the movie's about.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she's desperate for this guy. He doesn't really know him at all.
Yeah.
At what can only be described as the rehearsal reception, because they have a full-on party after the rehearsal dinner. They're like, let's have a rehearsal reception and all get pissed. The mother-in-law asks James to stay the night and service her every disgusting need. Lindsay and James have the whole "Are you really gonna marry him?" conversation, which ends.
You really gonna?
I know. Yeah, exactly. Which ends with them agreeing to disagree. Back in Des Moines, DMOYNE, Dr. Quinn has a new flight, but creepy witch woman trips her over because it's her turn to have a little fall.
Yeah.
Paul lets Lindsay know that he wrote their vows, both of them. I'm like,
yep.
You want to marry this man?
Yep.
We knew he was like this.
He's a writer.
It's true, allegedly a writer. Lindsay goes to bed and tries to write, something, I guess, a book maybe, chapter 1, I think she writes. But then she sees Emma having a sook outside the window because she really wants to bang Paul.
Well, she's been cupping his balls all night.
I know.
She's exhausted. She needs some consolation.
Yeah. And Lindsay's like, what am I going to do? The next morning, James confesses that he read Paul's, aka Lindsay's book, and points out how much better it is than Paul's previous work.
Yeah.
This one's actually
which he kept reading even though it was all bad.
I know. Lindsay confesses that she's not sure that this is meant to be her life, but marrying Paul is her wish come true.
It's my wish.
James asks her, then why are you so sad? I said, honestly, at this point, I'm just saying what happens in the movie because it's that awkward mix of not good but not bad, while not being quite camp enough to let my imagination run wild. So it's just honesty from this point. Anyway, we're almost through it, so might as well stick around. James leaves, and Lindsay has her own sook in the garden. So Emma had the sook the night before, now it's Lindsay's turn.
It's Lindsay's turn to sook.
I know. A bunch of extras.
And be comforted by a man that's not her husband-to-be.
No. A bunch of extras show up to attend the wedding, while gay brother Paul and gay groomsman Finn go off to fuck in a cupboard. Literally, they're like running off. Like,
it's not, but it's never explicit. Like, it's never said that that's what's happening.
Weird,
but that's clearly what's happening.
I know.
They touch each other's arms a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. And it's not in the script.
And no straight man is as happy as Finn is all the time, just to be there.
No.
Upstairs, Lindsay wears a horrible dress and asks Heather to see... Sorry, the horrible dress, I should say.
Yes.
And asks Heather to see if Dr. Quinn has arrived. Is she here?
Where's Dr. Quinn? Where's Dr. Quinn? Help me, Dr. Quinn.
Help me, Christine Lardy. The priest shows up all of a sudden, and Lindsay confesses that she made a wish to Saint Bridget, who's the creepy lady.
Oh, she's a saint now.
Apparently.
He doesn't saint of headscarves.
Exactly.
In the wind.
In the stained glass. He doesn't believe it actually came true, but does mention that old Bridgie has a sense of humour, and she won't always give you what you want, but she will give you what you need. Which is apparently a lot of pratfalls. You really need to fall over, knock some sense into you. Here's what I said. Apparently what Lindsay needs is her back blown out by James. We should all be so lucky.
This film would have made much more sense if it had been explained that during one of her ridiculous pratfalls, she hit her head too hard and imagined it all.
Yes.
But instead, it's really St. Bridget and her magical headscarf.
Yeah. Emma comes in allegedly to wish Lindsay well. Lindsay apologizes to her about marrying him, even though, Emma obviously wants to be with him. And Emma's like, no worries, babe. Just because Paul and I are fated to be together doesn't mean I'm not happy for you.
That's very strange.
It's very strange. I'm so sorry that you clearly have feelings for my soon-to-be husband. But did you remember the flowers?
Remember the flowers?
Yeah.
You're in charge of the flowers. Where's my flowers?
And
Flowers.
Right? Lindsay, yeah. Lighting. Lindsay promises to make things right. Yeah. The wedding starts, and Lindsay walks down the aisle in her normal clothes, her regular clothes.
Well, she was never putting that wedding dress back on.
No.
Because it was ruined after she did the big backflip into the car.
That's true. Lindsay then gives a speech to a whole bunch of people she's never met about what a great guy Paul is, and also how he's such a good writer. Such a good writer. I can't believe that she still believes any of this.
Yep.
I said, I believe they call it lying. She literally just like, he's a great guy.
He's lovely.
He writes.
Things with a pen.
However,
do you
have a pen? Oh, no, is that Daphne Zuniga? No, okay, she'll do. It all ties in
the streams.
She says she can't marry Paul because they don't love each other, and mother-in-law is like, you can absolutely marry each other and will.
I've spent a lot of money on this.
Yeah, on this lighting.
I'm very rich.
Yeah.
And I need my son to marry whoever you are.
Yeah. Paul picks a fight blaming James, ignoring his own stolen moments with Emma. He's like, James, we're on the wedding. Wasn't the ball cuppa?
It's so weird.
I know. They get...
The fight made no sense.
I know. They get into a tussle, and everyone learns that Paul didn't write the book. Lindsay
Lohan wrote the book.
Lindsay Lohan wrote the book. Lindsay gets knocked down again.
Oh my God, does she have a hilarious fall over?
She does. It's a bit of tub thumping, as I call it. Syrupy tub thumping. She gets knocked down, but she gets back up again. Dr. Quinn calls and is now in hospital in Des Moines, DMOA.
Yes.
But now Emma is mad at Paul because he called her irrelevant. And I said, maybe this movie's fun after all. Like, maybe Emma will be like, you called me irrelevant. You suck. I'm not going to marry this guy. He's shit. Like, I'm a bit shit, but he's really shit. But that doesn't happen.
No.
James leaves the scuffle and Lindsay chases him. They have a generically scripted conversation and then they kiss as the poor cameraman runs around and around them.
Trying not to tip off a cliff.
But I guess the kiss is so bad that James leaves anyway. Vroom, vroom, bitch. He goes, I'm out of here. But Lindsay is like, this is not over. It's car chase time.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this is getting Fast and the Furious. She's going to chase him down because he's only just left. But she does not go after him at all.
No.
Instead, she goes to the wishing tree bench place to speak with the creepy wish woman. Yep. St. Bridget, as we now know her. She shows up and says that she can't reverse the wish except unless you've learned the lesson, and then I can.
Yeah. You have to make another wish, though.
Yeah.
You can't reverse, but I'll think...
you can make a different wish that wishes things, and then I'll
None
go
of that
away.
makes sense
either. Anyway, bye, and then you have to make your own wind.
Make your own wind.
So Lindsay sits on the chair and flaps her hands a bit, which apparently unwishes the wish.
There was that whole wind thing. I didn't understand that at all.
At this point, the entire movie gets played backwards, and suddenly Lindsay is back to being her regular old boring self, just falling over and shit.
And she's got, she has to be the bridesmaid again.
It's bridesmaid again. No dick in the shower. So.
I do love that the recap of the movie is just a quick recap of all the times she fell over.
I know. It's like, remember this film?
Remember all the times Lindsay fell over? It was real funny.
Yeah.
It's the only good bits of the whole movie. We'll just show that.
Yeah. It's like how in Scream 4, the beginning of the movie is a movie, so then the characters in the movie watch the movie that
my God.
The beginning of the movie you're watching.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So the entire movie, like I said, it's backwards and she's back to herself. It's the day of the wedding again and Lindsay's just the bridesmaid. Paul and Emma get married, which is wild because we've spent the whole movie learning what a douche he is and that Emma is basic, but enjoy your dull life.
Each other.
They do.
Lindsay goes.
I know. Lindsay goes up to the photographer, but he's not James. No.
Oh no, that didn't happen because she didn't wear the dress and fall into his car and make him become the photographer. Oh.
At the reception, horny Heather, as I now know her, doesn't get with gay brother. I wonder why.
Why? Why doesn't she get with gay brother? Because he's sucking off the priest.
Yeah, absolutely.
The very old priest.
Yeah, not the guy who's been fucking the whole movie. He's like, I'm going after the priest.
He's like, yeah, well, I'll fuck you later, but first I'm going to suck off the priest because I'm thirsty.
So she's found some other hottie. Horny Heather finds someone else.
Yeah.
Then Emma comes up and is wearing a dress that isn't the ugly family one.
No.
But is just as hideous.
It's revolting.
It's really bad. I was like, you might as well just worn the other one. Lindsay sees Paul, who then asks her to start on a sequel to their book. Like, I'm going to be on the honeymoon, but if you could get started
If you could just start writing the book for me and I'll just put my name on the end. Yeah, great.
Yeah. This is where Lindsay asks for a co-writing credit. But because he's an absolute twat, he says no. So Lindsay says, fuck you, I'm out. I'm going. She leaves.
I won't do what you tell me.
I know. Yeah, exactly. She leaves the wedding and goes to the pub to find James, but he's just left. And they make it sound like he's just left, like, oh, you've just missed him. He's just got in the car and left. But guess where he is?
Where?
He's sitting down over there.
Having a
He's
sit
having a
over
sit
there.
over there.
Yeah. He's
like
just left to go and sit over there.
Yeah, yeah. Very important. Thanks to a little bit more meddling from St. Bridget, James is going to stick around for a bit and agrees to go back to the cliffs where they were, having their whole moment.
Yeah.
And, sorry, I scrolled accidentally and now I've lost it. Oh, no, that's it. He agrees to go back to the cliffs with Lindsay, the end.
Yep, that's it.
That's the end of the movie, right? I didn't accidentally scroll too far. It's just where I stopped writing.
It just stops. The movie just stops.
It really
it's just
does.
like, we can go to those clips we went to. We won't show it because we could barely afford to film them the first time.
Yeah.
But we'll go there. And the cliffs are amazing. They're beautiful.
I didn't actually get to that side of the country when I was there. I was sick, so I watched Dairy Girls in bed.
I'm fairly certain, though, the cliff footage was stock footage that they bought from Getty, but it looked pretty.
Them in. It did look
regardless.
So,
they sent a drone down there and it looked lovely.
Yeah, they were like, we need more Irish in this movie.
So we're going to make you go to the Irish cliff thing that's impenetrable by car for some reason.
Yeah.
And then you can walk there and get lost and dirty.
And there's no one else there, even though it's a huge tourist attraction.
Huge tourist attraction, completely dead and empty.
Yeah.
No, it was probably Sunday in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone was at church.
Yeah. So that is the film, alleged film.
Of Irish Wristy.
Worcestershire sauce. Sauce is close to the film. Worcestershire. Say that is the end of the movie. So, I mean, how did we feel about the Irishness and the wishing?
It was on.
There were people in it.
There were people in it. It's so odd.
Go on.
I thought it would be better than it was because I enjoyed the other recent Christmas Lohan.
Yes.
I was like, oh, great. She's back on form.
Yeah.
And then I watched this and I was like, oh, this has got a touch of that Chris Pine movie that she's...
Oh, yeah. Remember that?
That was not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the Freaky Friday. It's the other one.
Yeah, the other one. Look, the convertible coming out of nowhere, why? I didn't understand. Also, there's other Lohans in it, which is weird.
Oh, is there?
There's a Dakota Lohan.
Oh. I wonder who that is. Hang on. I need to Google.
I don't know.
I know that Ellie sang a song at the end. Because I think it was one of the Christmas ones, Ellie sang a song at the end, and I didn't know, and I heard the song, I was like, this is quite a good song. I like this girl's voice. And I look it up, it's bloody Ellie Lohan.
Yeah.
I bet he's the gay groomsman.
He plays a character called Finn.
Yeah, he's the gay groomsman. Heaven.
Yeah, there you go.
I kept thinking, who's that cute little twink? It's Lindsay's bro.
Because the movie before this, the other terrible Christmas movie,
oh my God,
which is called Falling for Christmas, literally falling for Christmas. I think they've just gone, we just need Lindsay somewhere picturesque and falling over.
Yeah.
And they've not really thought through everything else.
No.
Like Dr. Quinn, you're like, oh, awesome. I love Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
Why is she only in an office and then falls over at the airport?
I know.
But at least we know where Lindsay gets it from. It's genetic.
True. It's true. And I don't hate the casting physically.
No, everyone's pretty.
No, as in, like, I could see Jane being Lindsay's mum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just, yeah. It's like everything on Netflix where you go, it's almost camp.
Yeah. I think that was
You've just missed
issue.
it. It's like...
yeah.
It's almost like the only person working at Netflix who knows how to make camp things is Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
I mean, he makes Dr. Odyssey. Like, that is the campest thing that ever happened.
I need to start watching it.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be over soon. But yeah, it's like both of the leads, neither of them were particularly amazing.
No, I feel like the Paul guy, there was no redeeming features about him other than his face.
No. He was pretty, and that was the end of the story.
And generally awful, like quite obviously awful.
Yeah.
And then James, again, very handsome and a bit sweeter, but not really. No real character. He had a camera.
Also, neither of them felt like they were holding a candle to Lindsay. This is the other thing.
No.
Lindsay Lohan is so charming and so charismatic, and it doesn't matter what character she's playing. You're just like, you want to like her in a movie. You're like, oh, I love this character. She is making some real bad choices, and she is clumsy as fuck.
Relatable.
Yeah. But yeah, it was not great.
And I think you have to be able to fall in love with the love interests.
Yes.
Like, you have to want them. And I don't think anyone wants either of these two men.
No. I would have been really happy if this movie ended and she realised she was going to be alone living with 100 cats.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the ending I wanted for this character.
Yes. She keeps tripping over them.
Yeah. She's in her 80s. She's on her 8th hip.
Yeah.
Just constantly falling over cats.
Oh, my God.
See, I would have loved that ending.
Yeah,
I've fixed it. We've fixed the movie.
Yeah, done.
Saint Bridget is the patron saint of living to be 100 alone with cats.
Absolutely. So, as far as a Syrupy Tub score, because we're ranking it on a campness scale, like, I feel like I'm sitting somewhere around a 3.
I'm not even getting that high.
Not even that high.
It's 2 tubs.
Okay, I'd be happy to, like, meet in the middle at 2.5.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's a 2 tub mess.
Yeah. But maybe not even a mess. It's 2 tubs still, like, with the wrapping on them.
Oh,
There's
no
no
one's
syrup.
opened. No one's opened these tubs to see what's in them.
A little. Yeah.
They don't even want to check if there's a drumstick in there.
No. Shake, shake, shake.
I don't know how they fit the whole chicken in the tub.
Well, that's part of the... They must, like, make the tub around the chicken. Like, the chicken comes down.
They build
the tub. And stamp it with a lid. It goes along the conveyor to put the potatoes and shove the gravy in. It's gross.
Is there stuffing?
Oh, God, yeah. Inside. So it must be that the chicken's on the stick and then the stuffing goes up. The tub goes around as the potatoes are falling. And then it goes along the conveyor you get the gravy and the syrup.
I would love it even more if it was a completely boneless chicken.
Maybe there's boneless Syrupy Tub Roast. Like, there's more than one type. There's, veggie Syrupy Tub Roast.
Vinegar Syrupy Tub Roast. It's barbecue Syrupy Tub Roast.
There's probably a Syrupy Tub ham.
A can of ham, I understand. Like, that makes sense to me. The whole chicken is where.
But the ham, where it's different, the chicken is a whole chicken. The ham was reduced to like a liquid form and like a thick shake put into the tub, so that when you open it, you slice it like the hot chocolate on The Simpsons.
Oh, like the like Spam.
Yes, yeah,
literally Spam.
Yeah,
yeah.
So yum.
Syrupy.
Well, what do you think the S in Spam is? Syrupy.
Syrupy. Syrupy Pam.
I've met her.
In Ireland?
No, I made myself laugh too much. Oh, my cheeks hurt. Syrupy Pam. Remember Syrupy Pam? Oh.
That's why Jane Seymour's keyboard was stuck from the syrup from the tub roast. And that's why there was no syrupy tub roast in this movie. It was all stuck in the keyboard.
Stuck in the keyboard.
Like, seriously, the entire storyline with Jane Seymour is the only camp thing in this entire film.
I know, and it doesn't belong in this movie.
It does not belong in this movie. It's a completely different film. Oh, she's making a whole other film, and it's very strange. Especially that scene where she goes to the airport and it's one of her old students. She's like, "You late?"
I know. It's like, honey, I don't remember you.
It's so... See, that is camp. Any scene with Jane Seymour in this film is pure camp, which is why both of my syrupy tubs are for Jane.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, well... And maybe 1.5 for Jane, a half for all the times Lindsay Lohan falls over.
I'll probably give the same, and then the extra little half is for me having to write the posh synopsis and add some extra camp into it with Syrupy Pam.
Yeah, you really did. But you gave up halfway through and listed facts.
This is what happens.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, we'll get out of this syrupy tub mess. Yep. Are you making anything happen at the moment?
Things are still cooking in the background in the tub. The tub's still being cooked around or built around the chicken. But we might a little hint. We might have some remix business.
More remix.
Mariah inspired remix business.
Oh, I'm so into the new version of "Don't Forget About Us."
Oh, you don't forget about we. I can't even do it.
Forget about.
Which is how you texted it to me, and I knew exactly what you're talking about.
So good. But we'll talk about that when we get back to Mariah's World.
Yes. What about
not Mariah's World, the show, because we hated that.
No, let's never go there again.
That is not syrupy. There's no tub, and it's roastless.
Yeah. What about you? Are you making anything happen?
No, I'm just sitting on my thumb. Perfect. I'm still got a few more weeks until I'm fully healed.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't even have visitors.
No. Oh no. I know. Just the thumb.
Not even that, really.
Work your way up to a whole fist. Get that Syrupy Tub Roast.
I don't know how people manage the whole fist.
I literally don't know. I saw a photo of someone recently on their profile. They showed it to me.
Showed it, yeah.
And I was like, that is their whole arm missing. Like, it is gone. It is like exited.
Like the full Burton.
Like up to the elbow.
Yeah, no, that's not okay.
I was like, where does it go?
No.
I don't know. I don't want to judge. It's just, ow.
Like, I mean, no, I would judge. Like,
yeah, let's judge. But go on.
That's what I used to think that those tattoos were on.
That's what I still think. Because what else could they be? I don't understand.
So you know when to stop.
I know. It's the lipstick party of fisting.
Yeah. Oh dear. All right. So are you going to tell us where we are taking the Syrupy Tub Roast next week?
I am very excited because we are heading somewhere we have threatened for some time.
Yes.
Which is way back when we did Wise Girls.
Oh, yes, with Mira Sorvino.
Yes, and of course Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey and the other one.
Yeah. I mentioned a little film called Wise Gal.
Wise Gal.
Starring friend of the show, poster on the wall, Alyssa Milano.
And double star of Christine Lardy in Space.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And she of the Baba de Boupé.
Baba de Boupé.
So next week we will be watching the film, the beautiful masterpiece known as Wise Gal. Gal. Different to Wise Girls.
Yeah, Wise Gal.
Yeah, gal.
Right.
It's a gal.
So I expect some gangstery Godfather-y.
I was going to say, there may even be, for some reason, one of the stars of The Godfather in it.
That would make no sense. Why would you do that? If you were in The Godfather, why would you be a Wise Gal?
I know, and yet it may happen.
All right, we'll find out next week. Bye, Syrupy.
Bye, Syrupy. Syrupy Tubcast, oh my lord, it's a Syrupy Tubcast all aboard. We hope you had a real nice time, because a Syrupy Tub Roast sure is fun. Glitter Plus.